Hi folks, it's John from lastchanceautorestore.com. I'd like to share with you another update. We're standing beside Code Red. This is the 1967 Ford Mustang Fastback that we're converting to a 68 Shelby Tribute car. It's going to be a high-end custom. In previous videos we shared with you where we had a fully independent Heights front and rear suspension. We have a supercharged fuel-injected motor. All of the dry fitting has been done previously. We've modified pretty much everything on this car. So now we spent a lot of time with the detail work on the chassis and the body. So now you can see all of our fabrication is now done. We had a couple of sections that we weren't happy with underneath where the fuel tank will be fastened here. So this is the passenger rear section. So we have cut out some steel and welded new metal in. We've redone all of the tub sections in here to give us the proper clearance inside the wheel well, and then we have all of this main structure that's going to be set up with the Heights independent rear suspension and the NASCAR type rear end. So we have all of that bracketry done. You can see we've done a lot of work in terms of grinding and cleaning to get everything in nice shape. And then the floors, we worked on the floors quite a bit before, and we made some modifications. And then we've got our complete custom tunnel. I think the camera person can probably pick it up, where essentially we braced everything and we cut this whole section out, and it's all modified and brand new. It's thicker steel than what the factory originally had in here, and you can see we have our custom cutouts because we've got that special 6-speed manual transmission out of a donor 2013 Shelby. So we want to make sure that we had all the dry fitting done. You can see we have our new holes set up for the new location of the seat, and then we've got our front rails are complete, and then we can see our torque boxes. They're all reinforced and done correctly, and then you can see we have our Heights front suspension. So we have a fully independent suspension, our cross bracing, and you can see how nice all of the welding's been done here. We've modified our inner wheel wells, once again all custom, and then our back firewall, well, this is the section to the back of the fender on the passenger side. And then as we come over to this side, I think we can kind of come around, you can see all the fabrication that we had to do to reinforce and strengthen everything, and all the modifications. There's some sharp plates here in the front. We have to be careful as we come this way with the camera, because now you're going to see how nice the engine bay area looks. Very handy having the body on the rotisserie, and you can see we've got numerous hours of grinding and polishing to get the steel quite close. We have the new battery tray section on the passenger side. We have all new steel all the way along. All of our support bracing is all new, and all of our intersections are also new. And then our firewall, we shared with you in an earlier video, this is our custom firewall to give it a cleaner look on this front edge. Most of the Mustangs have a double lip excuse me, across the top, and they're prone to rotting out in this section. We need the clearance for the bigger engine, but we also want a cleaner look, so we've got it fully custom in this section too. And then part of the body we had already epoxied and sealed and primed, and now we're going to be doing the rest of it. So you can see we'll be flipping the car probably 3 different times when we're applying the epoxy to make sure that we seal all of the steel. And then as the camera person comes this way, I think the best way to look at it on the inside is probably through this back window section, where you can see once again all of the modifications and all the hours of fabrication, our custom tunnel. We're going to have an inspection plate on the front. You'll notice where that shifter hole is in the tunnel. Follow it straight up to the firewall. You can see the opening. That's where we're going to have our custom plate, which will give us access to the transmission bolts and servicing if you ever have to do some servicing on the drive line later. And then as we continue coming along this back area, you can see we've done quite a bit of work, a lot of sanding and prep work on the inside of the trunk area. I think the camera can pick it up on this side. It originally had the tail light sections here for the 3 individual taillights like the Mustang, but we're doing the Shelby Tribute, so this will be correctly done. So we've closed this off. We'd like to spray the black 2-part epoxy that'll completely seal all of the bare metal sections, and then we'll be continuing with the refinishing. And then you can see on the back, once again, we have everything sanded. Rather than bolting or using little sheet metal screws for this lower back section, we wanted to weld it in, and this is all going to be smoothed in properly, and then we'll work with these seams to make sure that this seam is beautiful when we get into the refinishing part. You'll notice the tail lights, most people when they put the Shelby fiberglass panel in the rear, they don't fill these in or close them, which we want to. So we can see we've done quite a bit of work in here. We have all the welds ground smooth, so now it'll be ready for the black 2-part epoxy. And then as we go to refinish, when the Shelby panel comes in here and we have the sequential tail lights, there's no chance of any condensation or rust forming on the inside. And if anybody opens up the trunk to look inside, being a Shelby Tribute, we want to make sure that it looks like a correct Shelby. So quite a bit of work, and I just wanted to share with you before we start applying the epoxy, because we're probably going to give it 3 good coats and flashing off between, and that will seal this vehicle that we've nicknamed Code Red. So this is the 68 Shelby Tribute car. I thank you for watching. I'm John from lastchanceautorestore.com.